say that my intros are bad.
No,
No,
I'm just saying that
it's
one
not
of the
good.
best.
This offends the hell out of me. Thought we were boys.
Wow.
Today I learned,
Today I learned we're not boys.
but we are. Welcome to the
Nick
Black
has
Yellow Talking
Son
Games
of a-
podcast.
That was so
How
much
you doing
better.
today?
That was so much better. That right there was so much better. Because I'm like, I'm wondering what he's gonna say here. Oh fuck, he just started again.
Yeah, dude.
What?
I got you good.
That
So,
was
yeah.
good.
Thank you for tuning
That was a
in.
good one.
And I am your host, Blackatron, aka Black AF, aka the man himself who is a hater of all CG animation. And I'm with your boy, Mr. Sock, Loheezy for Sheezy, the man himself, lots of socks. You know what I'm saying? And then below
Got a
me
lot of socks.
is Marky Mark.
Blowing him? What?
Said below. Wait, whoa, that sounds weird.
Oh God, Mark.
Jesus Christ.
So, Mikey Mark, one of our well-established writers who's getting all this fame and acclaim.
All
for
this
his,
notifications
interesting
and shit.
article. So yeah, check our blog. And then we got Nick Rakutsu, my bro, my partner in crime, the guy who screams at me in PUBG, and I hate him so much. So we're here to talk about anime films, and you know what? Anime films can be such a very, very, very generic topic, but there is so many different things that is encompassed in anime films. There's the idea of, theatrical films being brought over to the U.S. That's like one really big topic that I feel doesn't get enough of a conversation going in the community. I feel like in order for us to get more of those, we need to talk more about them. So, good example is Your Name. But that, and then you also have what we should be talking about right now, compilation films. What the hell is up? Now, I want to ask you guys, what do you think is the best way to define a compilation film, and why do they exist?
To find one, you said?
Define.
Define one.
It's like, I mean, a compilation, you could sort of like reword it as a highlight reel, almost.
Good point.
Just off the top of my head, I know Haikyuu's doing the compilation films for each season to highlight
The best
Yeah.
stuff.
the best, the good stuff that
That
I'm
good
gonna
shit.
smack you down. What, you know? Compilation of
Yeah.
the good stuff
So,
to highlight the better stuff to get you ready for the upcoming stuff, possibly.
And it's not also just a highlight reel. It can also be them trimming the fat from the series.
Yeah.
Like, I know
Even-
Madoka Magica
yeah.
took 12 episodes and condensed it into 2 movies. Which does it. 2 movies for 12 episodes is still like pretty substantial, but it was a little bit more concise, and they kind of like touched up some of the animation too.
So
That's actually my experience with the creation of those, because a great one, and pretty much my only example of a compilation movie I've watched, Berserk, for the Golden Age arc, came out like 7 years ago. Great, beautiful animation. Like, the original show was 25 episodes, pardon me, and it was a very 90s style, original JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Dragon Ball Z style, like 240 animation. Like, that was the quality of it. It was very low quality. And then they did these movies, which weren't 1080p HD level, mind you, but they were still a lot better, and they looked great. And that's why a lot of people, when this new Berserk came out, were like, "Oh yeah, it's gonna be okay." And then it's like, "Oh, CG, why?" And it just cut out. But I mean, the movies, I watched all 25 episodes, and I watched all the movies. There was actually 2 versions of it. One where they did 3 movies as compilations, and then one where they did a big one that was just kind of like a very high level 3-hour movie. And all of that was really good stuff. So I've seen compilation movies done for, like they said, to show you the highlights. like Mark said, to trim the fat of the stuff that's really filler. And then my example, just to bring really good quality for something that was done a couple years ago that we wanted to do a lot better.
Mm-hmm. So, what do you think the main purpose of it is? Like, I understand, yes, you're trimming the fat, but I feel like there has to be some purpose to it. Like, is it to promote the series
I feel like
itself?
it's
To make
mostly
money. Yeah, to make money.
promote and make money mostly.
Because, like, let's just say, good example, Yuri on Ice. That's to make money, like 100%.
Yeah.
The fact that they're making a movie, I'm sorry to trigger any Yuri on Ice fans, but like,
Fuck you.
it's not good. Sorry, it's not.
Our little frame layout thing also reminded me that Attack on Titan had a compilation movie for the first season.
Mm-hmm.
But that also served as a recap for the first season because it was so long after the first season, and then season 2 was coming out.
Yeah.
So it was actually needed to that.
Yeah,
It was very helpful. Yeah, yeah.
it's a good refresher, and also to bring more viewers into the franchise.
You got
Yeah.
there.
So with Attack on Titan, I feel like it really fits the mold of a compilation film. I feel like if I were to watch Attack on Titan again, like I didn't finish the first season, but I know that when I watched the first like 6 episodes, I thought that itself was like great. Like as a like theatrical viewing, I was like, oh yeah, this would be something I can watch as a movie versus this massive 25 episode show. Because there's a lot of quality to the show, but I just won't go out of my way to, fully binge 25 episodes of a show I'm not really okay with.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Like,
There's also stuff you can trim out from it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like drawn out scenes of action or like standing around that you don't
Or
really
you
need.
could just cut out Eren entirely.
What?
All of his bitch
It'd be
moments.
interesting.
He
It'd be
can
interesting.
be the Titan, but like all the bitch moments, just remove it.
Just confusing as hell. Just like, wait, why is there just a Titan fighting other Titans? Oh well, whatever.
I feel like
Like, can you imagine that? Like, if you just had taken him out of that entirely, just you only see him in the Attack Titan form.
mhm.
Just like how confusing would that be to people?
They're just
This
filling
is like-
with like Mikasa. That's it. She gonna do some silly stuff. I don't know. Like, oh wait, she can't really do that because I feel like Eren enables her to be that character. Yeah. Whatever. But
Yeah.
When I
We're
mentioned
getting
Yuri on
off
Ice,
topic.
as much as I hate the show, I was okay with the idea of it being a movie. I said, I'll probably watch it. Why would I watch it? Because I'm actually going to get quality animation. Hopefully. Because if they can do that, they can make all of the different characters actually animate properly during any of their sets, I'll watch it. Like, no issues. But then you have shows like Haikyuu, which already has all of the quality in it as a seasonal anime, to be bunched up into a compilation film. Like, production IG don't play around, man. Like,
They'll
I can't
fuck
really
you
see
up.
that going around. Not going around, but going wrong. So, I don't know. Like, compilation films, it's just hard for me to kind of figure out what would fit a compilation film as, like, a story point of view. Like, I'm trying to think of any, like, recent anime I've watched as, like, 91 Days would be good.
What about Akka?
Akka needs that.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, from what you've described, I didn't watch it, but from what you described, it sounds like the kind of thing that really should have a compilation movie.
I think it would actually do really great to condense it into like more of a thriller type of thing.
Yeah,
They
because I
put
know you
more
guys said
effort
the
into
first
certain
3
scenes.
episodes were world building.
Yeah, because it
That
is.
makes sense in a movie, but as a seasonal show, it's a little.
It's
A lot of shows do that, though.
It's a
Yeah.
little bit of a mystery type of thing going on, but it doesn't really feel like it because of the art style and the music that you get.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Could you
Joker game
Could you
too.
imagine if? Yeah, that was a good one. That'd be a good one.
Can
On
you
the note of
imagine?
things that could be disappointing, imagine if they did Big Order where they just do like the first 4 episodes.
Holy shit, dude!
No, just the first 4 episodes, and they're like, oh yeah, this is a movie, and that's it.
Just do the Castlevania thing. I'm guessing that's what you mean.
Yeah.
So.
Or you just take out like just.
Yeah, but then you just don't release it.
you have the creator make it, and you just like shoot him in the back of the head as he's finished. He's like, all right, final project, just Axiom. All right, we're done here.
Yeah,
go home, boys. We got him.
I'm starting to have this like, I'm just unsure as to if the quantity of a show is like a deal breaker or not with anime anymore. Like with my article, when I did the whole, can anime short be like a seasonal, like best seasonal anime? Like, I really believe it now. Like, I feel that it doesn't matter how big or small the show is. It can really be, like, you know, one of the best things I ever watched. And when I say show, I should have meant, like, anything anime, really. And when I think like that, looking at a platform like My Anime List, where, like, when you look at top anime, you have top anime across the board, whether it's a film, short, or regular seasonal anime. Do you still compare them? Like, do you compare a seasonal anime to a film? Because I feel like I can now, but before I never wanted to. Like, there's a point where I'd never look at Your Name and say, oh yeah, it's the best anime ever. Like, but people think that way. I don't know why it was #1 for so long, but it was.
I think it's apples and oranges, where you can say, yeah, both are fruit and that both are anime. But I mean, there's still at the end of the day,
compare it at that level, I'm guessing.
Yeah. It's still like, this is an apple, this is an orange. There's similarities, but I mean, they're different things.
Because
It's almost like comparing a Hollywood movie to like a TV series on prime time.
Yeah. There's a difference between episodic and like theatrical. Whereas you want to enjoy this thing for like an hour to 2 hours, and like episodic, I guess you come for the joy of, okay, this is the time I get to enjoy this show for like 25 minutes or so, or half an hour, and then you come back next week. It's like, oh, what's gonna happen next week? Or you just got to keep on waiting. It's just it's a constant thing.
Yeah.
Instead of a once thing, because who rewatches anime movies? I mean, it's not to say that you don't rewatch anime series either, but I don't know. I just feel like yeah, you have like.
Well, it depends on the movie. So yeah, I understand that argument. Like I feel like Boy and the Beast and a few other movies that I really enjoyed. It's for multiple different reasons, and when I do watch these movies, when I rewatch them, it's because I'm presenting them to a friend, or I want to kind of see their opinion of it. But I won't go out of my way and say, oh yeah, I really want to rewatch this. But it is a lot easier to rewatch a movie than it is.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things where it's easier to just like share with your friends, like, dude, I saw this anime movie, you should fucking watch it, right? Because like exactly, you The Boy and the Beast, like you came over and brought that for us to watch.
Oh yeah.
And like it's really similar with anime, but anime like this in a series, you could say you should totally watch this, but it's not gonna get good until like 3 episodes in. Or we're not gonna sit there and watch 3 episodes and be like, I don't know. And then like you're gonna like, I don't know if I want to watch it. And then who knows if that guy's gonna like finish watching the whole series or not.
I feel really hesitant to even present shows to other people. Like, if someone asks me, hey, can I get some recommendations? In my head, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna spew some out that I know that anyone will really watch, like the Tokyo Ghouls and all that simple stuff. And when I do that, you know, that's kind of how I gauge that person. So like at work, I met like a few different people who are into anime apparently, and someone asked me, they said, hey, you know, can I get some anime recommendation? I said, sure. I said, watch ReZero, watch Erase, this and that. And he's like, okay. And then the next week I saw him, he was like, yeah, so I binge watched ReZero and Erase. And I was like, what?
What the fuck is wrong?
So yeah, when that kind of happens, like, yeah, like having a compilation film would be easier for me to present to somebody who I know isn't like the average anime watcher, or the opposite, you know what I meant. So I don't know. Compilation films, they have a purpose. and you may utilize it differently, but it's really a good thing to do if the story needs it. Like, I'm not saying Madoka Magica needed it, but it helped to some degree, right?
And honestly, that's what I would recommend people watch instead of the series if there's someone who I wouldn't recommend a series to. Because the series does like take a while to ramp up, whereas in the movie it like ramps up like 30 minutes in or something.
Which is good, because if you think about it, that's an episode in.
Yeah.
Like, we were just now talking about, like I was mentioning to Kevin in chat, he's saying that 3 episodes is a lot, and as much as I was joking with him about it, that's an hour of investment. That's a long-ass amount of time to say, oh, that's the test to see if it's actually worthwhile.
Yeah, it's like watching Batman versus Superman.
Yeah, if I were to say that to someone, they'd be like, "Are you fucking insane? You want me to spend an hour doing what?" But no, like Aloha's right. It is like you just watch it and you're like, "Oh fuck, this is stupid." Martha, just because we have the same name, fuck that shit.
So Nick, a good example for something that's not a compilation movie but kind of similar is JoJo, and how the first season is like condensed to some degree to so people could watch it in that kind of fashion. I'm pretty sure that was how that happened, right? Was it the first season?
Yeah, the first season was crunched in. The Phantom Blood was kind of crunched in, so that they could. Because I mean it's kind of boring because it's like 4 or 5 episodes before he finds Haman, which is like his whole thing, and it was like 3 episodes of world building. And I remember distinctly like just being confused as fuck watching this years ago and just being like, all right, let me watch this, and oh wow, this shit got insane. And it's really a good payoff. Like years down the road, you will enjoy having watched JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but it is a long return on investment. It just gets better and better, but yeah.
Joseph Joestar is literally the only reason why I invested into JoJo. Like,
next you're gonna say that he's awesome.
He's one of the best anime characters I've seen in a long time. Like, I can't lie. Like, he's one of those dudes that I will say is like best boy, you know, depending on what category you're looking at. But like, yeah, like I think I was on Twitter and somebody had like one of those like, oh, who'd you pick as your top 5 best boys? And he was on my list, Reagan, and like a few other people. So like
Reagan?
Yeah, Reagan. Hell yeah.
Reagan's the shit.
I
love that
dope
guy.
AF, dude.
Like he might be like a hustler of sorts, but he's hilarious and he's very intuitive.
Yeah, he's very intuitive, but he's just a manipulative piece of shit. Like I love how Dimple's like, I would think that was such an impressive statement if it wasn't for the fact it came from that man. Yeah. Like he had that big monologue about like responsibility and power, and it's like, yeah, that'd be really cool if it weren't for the fact that he had said that. I was like, that's very fucking true.
Yeah, he's one of a kind. I'll say that.
No, he's unique. He's a very unique character. Anything by that man is a unique character, to be honest. But that's
very true. So one other question for you guys is with anime films. Let's just say popular shows like Naruto, Bleach, and all those other series. Did you ever watch any of those like films that were made? Like I know it's kind of like diving into the whole filler scene, and OVAs and all that goodness. But
initially, you would think, hey, this is just more content of something I love watching.
Initially.
And then it's like, why the fuck am I watching this?
No.
Yeah. So this is me in like middle school or whatever, right? Freshman. And I'm just like, oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah, all right. Oh, look, that's my favorite character. Oh, he's doing well, there's movie number 9, huh? Sure.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here. You know?
Well,
it's just
the situation I'm in is Detective Conan's on like movie 15 or something.
Oh god.
I was gonna say Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z
set of movies that I watched.
Dragon Ball Z though had some good movies. I will say that.
Good. But it's like they jump around, so there's so many inconsistencies. It's like, oh, these people would be dead right now if we were this far in the storyline. But if we're not this far in the storyline, how the fuck can you use this power?
They need to like print a timeline inside the fucking DVD cover.
But there's but the thing is, it twists. It twists around. It's very timey-wimey, which is annoying as fuck.
The best thing is when Toonami aired some of the movies, and
out
like
of order.
they're still airing Dragon Ball Z, and like they're in this parallel timeline.
I remember that
series, and then the movie is like over here.
It's like, wait, what happened?
Yeah.
Why is Gohan alive?
I love how this conversation has actually kept me realizing I've actually watched a lot more anime movies than I originally thought. I'm very happy about that.
Initially, Nick's like, I don't watch anime films. I don't do that.
I don't. Like,
I watch seasonal anime. You know what? I don't do that shit. All right. He said he started doing those like black girl snaps and stuff. Yeah. And he was like, oh yeah, I'm done with you guys. I ain't talking to you guys today. And we were like, no, dude, stay for the conversation. And then boom, look at that. He's contributing so much more than me. Like, what am I gonna do here? He's taking my job. So I think with the Dragon Ball Z films, they each had something that you can walk away from.
Yeah.
Like you can watch the movie, and as much as you may not like the concept of majority of it, you can walk away and say, you know what, that was cool. Like there was like some scene that was really cool. Like even the Bardock film.
Which one?
Cool.
Which
that
one?
was like with Goku's dad. Like
no, but which Bardock?
The
one where
initial one.
Okay, that was a good one. Yes.
I only knew one, so I'll be honest with you.
Like, which one? I was like, what the fuck?
That, and then what's that? Tree of Might?
This is the one where he goes back in the past.
Nani?
The Broly
what
one.
Are you talking about?
The Broly
There
one
is. The Broly one is good. No, there's a Bardock movie where he goes back in time.
But where are you gonna go back to?
He becomes the original Super Saiyan.
But
okay, I do remember
how is he
hearing
gonna go back
that,
in time?
but
if
I don't
he died
remember
before they were.
It's bullshit. No, he gets like blown up in through space and time. It's retarded as fuck.
Okay.
That's why I said, which one are you talking about? Because that's the bad one.
Well, we only watch good
none
ones
of it
here.
makes sense.
We only watch good
None
ones
of it
here.
makes sense. Oh, thank you, Irish Crunk. Thank you. You are a god among men. I don't know who you
Holy
are,
shit.
but thank you.
I do remember there being more than one movie. I just don't know which one you're talking about.
The second one is the one where he gets sent back in time, and it's awful.
I've never actually heard
he fights Frieza's like He fights Frieza's like great grandfather, and that's where the legend of the Super Saiyan comes from.
Okay, do you know what it's called?
It's not the Legend of Bardock.
It's probably
or maybe it is the Legend of
Bardock,
Bardock.
the shit saying.
I think it's like.
Wow, that sounded bad because when I thought about it, after I said it, I was like, I could have said Bardock the shit stain instead of saying. I don't know. Don't mind me.
Is the legendary Super Saiyan
that's
a
Broly
movie? Yeah, it's a Broly movie. Never mind. Then I think it's like the Legend of Bardock.
There's Bardock, the father of Goku. And I don't see anything else that.
Yeah, no, there's two.
We're diving way too.
Yeah, well, yeah, we're like, if it weren't for the fact that people were jumping in and saying no, he's right, I'm like, fuck yeah, okay, I'm not just going insane as shit.
Legend of Bardock was the original.
There was snapping in a Z formation. That did happen.
I think with Dragon Ball Super kind of being created by the idea that Resurrection F and Battle of Gods came out, that had a really big impact for it to create a whole nother series. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's a well-received one too. That's the thing that kills me.
Now it's well-received.
Really? Yeah.
Now it's well-received. It was not well-received initially, mostly because the animation was not up to par as to what it was. And that's because Toei is weird. I feel like they don't put the right resources in the right areas. I feel like they put way too much effort on One Piece and all these other things they're working on. And they're like, Dragon Ball Super, meh. Computer-generated shit, let's do it. They try to do the simple, easy route, unfortunately. But what I do like about Dragon Ball Super being what it was is they got to bring back, Future Trunks and all these other different ideas. So I can't really complain. So, did you guys watch any of those Dragon Ball Z films?
No.
Like the Resurrection F?
I haven't watched
not the recent ones, no.
I've been meaning to. I've been meaning to get into Super for a long time.
You don't have to watch those two movies if you're going to watch Super, because Super actually takes those two movies as the beginning points of the series.
No, but I mean, I wanted to watch them anyway.
Yeah. So Resurrection of F, like, it's so funny because the whole movie, I'm pretty sure I mentioned this before, but the whole movie is straight up a joke, like, because in the beginning, no, so it's Goku and Vegeta fighting Frieza, right? But they don't ever fight him together. They take turns.
Not. Yep.
So at the end of the movie, Goku says, "Oh man, that would have been so much shorter if we just worked together." I was so triggered.
I love that. That's so funny when it's like, yeah, you know what? But that's such a Saiyan thing to do. Like, if you think of the lore and the fluff, it makes absolute sense. They'd be like, nah, fuck off, bro. I got this. And then it's like they're fighting. It's like, all right, tag in. You do this. They wouldn't think to, like, gang up on a guy because that's not the Saiyan way. They'd just be like, fuck you. I'm going to fight him. No, fuck you. I'm going to fight him. All right, you go first and I'll take turns. And we just take turns. Whereas Frieza's just getting, like, the shit beat out of him, I imagine.
Yeah. Super is interesting. One day I will watch it. I waited until the dub was released because I can't watch that shit subbed. I'll never be able to do it. I've accepted it, and everyone else should accept that I won't do it either because Goku's voice actress is not good. I don't care what anyone tells me. And I guess you can also argue the point that if you've grown up with it, you'll feel the same way if you watch the subs.
I think that's why we're biased on that. But
I don't care.
I'm biased.
I don't like it.
Fuck it. Like it. Fuck you if I'm biased. I don't care. It's what I want.
I tried watching Super on Crunchyroll, subbed.
No,
I couldn't.
No.
I couldn't make it past like the 5-minute mark. I just can't. It's
not just Goku, even though that's a huge issue. It's just about every voice actor because in my mind, all of the English voice actors and actresses are just so fucking fantastic.
Yep. Well, yeah, the guy that voice acts Goku's really good, and then you got the guy that does Vegeta also does Piccolo.
Chris Sabat,
some other people. It's just like, well, shit, I can't really be mad at this. And then if you are like a My Hero fan, he also does the guy that he does All Might in My Hero. So it's like the guy's good, you know. I'll let him play whatever the fuck he wants. I have full trust in his.
I've seen him behind the scenes of was it Battle of Gods?
Oh yeah, I saw that too.
Of them in the voice acting booth, they just get so into it. Like that's how you know they're good.
They're
that's
actually powering up in the booth.
Want to be
they're just screaming like that's
like
amazing.
He takes the pose and just screams.
Yeah, just screams. Yeah, I've seen those, and I love it because that shit's like you're like for us and most of the viewers that I've identified on our chat right now. It's shit that we watched when we were kids, when we were Dekus, like just sitting in the chair, just like, oh my god, he's going Super Saiyan, yeah! For those of you audio listening, I'm like rocking back and forth Deku style screaming, which is why my audio just kind of cut in and out.
I'm so happy that we've abandoned that way of shonen with My
me
Hero
too.
And a few other shonen series. They're really just trying to get rid of the fluff. And just, you know, putting out really good stuff. Even if the fan service or...
Stop the fluff, get tough.
Stop the fluff, get tough.
I mean, no, I don't think they stopped the fluff. I think they got better with the fluff.
They got better at handling the fluff.
Yeah, they made it better.
They take
which
the
is
fluff.
Stop saying fluff.
They made it better. That's
what the fluff,
they just
man?
made it kick-ass. Yeah, right?
What the fluff? Yeah, so, with... My Hero. I think My Hero would do well with a film. I just don't really know how it would. Like, I feel like if we're looking down the road where Deku's actually, like, somewhat strong.
I mean, he's strong.
I just kind of shitted on him. You know what I meant.
Yeah,
like,
he's strong now.
Like, if he's past the 5% threshold that he's at right now, you know, like, because to be honest, that whole Stain arc was super, like, well done. So, like, if we could see more shonen series that can handle an arc in such a condensed form like that in a film, I would enjoy that more than watching like a seasonal anime for certain things. Like Dragon Ball, all the Dragon Ball movies, yes, they're good, but they're good because there's more action than there is dialogue to some degree. Versus a full like Frieza's fucking saga. Like, the Namek Saga is so annoying. I'm
It's so
watching
drawn
two
out.
people yelling at each other, charging up, and for like 5 or 8 episodes back.
So it's like,
I
why are you
think
trying to kill
a
everybody?
bridge
Why are you trying to save everybody?
Charging up Spirit Bomb forever, like it's just so sickening, versus the Cell Saga.
I'm gonna kill your
The-
best friend. No.
The Dragon Ball Z abridged version took it perfectly because they're just like, oh, the planet's gonna explode in 5 minutes. It's like, it's been 30 minutes. I don't think you know what 5 minutes. Do you know what 5 is?
No,
You know
it's
what
5
minutes
manic
are?
minutes.
Yeah, like, that's the bullshit of it. But it's so funny because it's like this 5 minutes before it explodes was like 5 episodes in real life.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know. Yeah, I was about to say I know Kenny doesn't abridge, but that was just something that I
I
thought
don't
was.
fucks with a bridge.
I thought that was something that I loved because it was just, they pointed it out, and it's like, you know what? As a kid, you don't think of that, but then you're like, as a rational thinking adult, you're like, man, that's fucking retarded.
I don't fucks with a bridge. I don't fucks with OVAs. I don't fucks with fillers. I don't fuck with anything.
You don't fuck with OVAs?
I don't.
Dude, OVAs are some of the best.
All right. So
OVAs can be really good.
I actually have an article that is.
Did you
gonna
watch the
come out-
Konosuba OVA?
Well, let me finish.
Alright, continue.
There's an article that I'm writing right now that's probably titled "Why I Don't Fuck with OVAs" or something like that. And like, I was talking about the 91 Days OVA. It made me angry watching it.
You do that, you post that one, and I guarantee you, my next article is going to be a Otaku versus Otaku. Why I fuck with OVAs because they're the
I just
shit.
can't do it. No, I haven't watched the Konosuba one. I will.
It's
eventually.
so good now. It's non-canon, but it's so good.
I
Yeah.
actually haven't seen the Konosuba one.
Not
but
just
I'm going
that
to
one though,
now
but I
that
know there's
it's there.
other ones that would be good. Like I heard the Kill la Kill one was interesting.
Oh, that was good. That was very good.
Yeah, so like, I know the potential, and I know that you've talked to me about Steins Gate a few times, Mark. So
The
like,
Steins
Oh,
Gate one is
yeah.
really good
It's
too.
great.
Oh
yeah,
my
but
god.
I still haven't done it. So that's just
Ah.
how it is right now. You
The
know?
Steins Gate one explains so much, and it confirms things that, again, you're kind of like, I know this show gets a little timey-wimey, but I still think that's bullshit. Oh, I
But
guess
at the
it's not
same
bullshit.
time-
Holy shit.
Nick, I think you're thinking of the movie, actually,
Yeah, I think it's
Oh,
in the
I am
movie.
thinking of the movie. You're right.
which also is a really good watch.
Yeah.
Since we're
talking
talking
about-
about
we're
anime
talking about
movies.
movies. So-
I bring us back to movies, our original topic, but that's fine.
So with, you made me lose my thought. With things like that, I don't like the idea of knowing everything with the closure of a show. Like Steins Gate, if I am losing some information, it's me figuring it out on my own or like theorizing what's going on. A good example of that is Psychopaths before there was a season 2. Like Psychopaths, you
Oh,
kind of want to think
yeah.
about what civil system is like going to do next, or how they're going to resolve these issues. What the hell this stupid main character is going to do about it because she just doesn't care, it seems. And are we going to get wow, I forgot his name, but the main guy character is actually interesting back. Like it's things like that that make you walk away from a show with your own closure, and I feel like the same thing goes with, I want to say Madoka Magica has like some ending like that. No,
It has a sequel movie.
but it's because that director is good at leaving things open-ended.
Yeah, the sequel movie. No, I'm not gonna say anything.
Oh man,
Kogami, by the way.
Just watch it. If you watch a series, watch the sequel movie. You'll probably end up with more questions than answers.
His name's Kogami from Psychopaths.
Kogami.
That's it.
Kogami.
What definitely did not need a. Thank you, Mr. Fact Checker Loha. This is why we love having you
You
around.
just call him a fat checker.
Yes.
Damn,
Anyway, I said
dude.
fact checker, but
Nope.
anyway. No, one example of the movies that really don't need something in there that we can just skip over, the Sword Art Online one. But again, I want to say that it was Mother's Basement who threw out there the best praise that they saw was, at least nobody gets raped. That should not be the tagline of happiness for your movie.
Do you like the Sword Art movie?
I liked it. If you take out if you take out Sword Art Online as a show, like you don't think about it too much and you just watch the movie, and you don't think about a lot of the plot holes with AR and the logic jumps, beyond that, it's not bad.
I think Sword Art Online the movie would have been 35% more interesting if Kirito wasn't in it.
35. That's a really weird way
Sword
to say
Art Online
17.
General is better without Kirito.
Yes. No, I say that specifically with Kirito because of how they handled him in the movie. It was really frustrating because they just like, oh yeah, you know, I'm too cool. I'm a hipster that doesn't like to play AR games. And then like he's like, oh yeah, I'm too slow.
Hipster.
Like these stupid ass excuses. Oh yeah, I'm too slow
What
in
the fuck?
AR. You know, when if I was in VR, I'd be able to like fuck.
It's like
everyone up.
no shit. Like no shit, you dumbass.
And then when he finally fights someone, like he's ready to fight, he takes off these like stupid weights, like it was Rock Lee or like Dragon Ball Z or something. Like, come on, dude. It's so cliche and kind of frustrating. So, I just didn't want him in that movie because he wasn't doing anything for like a good 30% of like the movie. I don't think he was even in it. There's more Asuna than him. And then they go and show her nipples.
Oh, there's a
and
lot more.
Asuna?
I would say there's a lot more.
Yeah, you see the Asuna?
You know how much those fucking stills, like those 8mm stills of that shit, selling for like $1,500. Like they're signed by the artist.
But it's on the Blu-ray.
You mean the boob ray? All right.
Well, yeah, the Blu-ray.
Thank you, Kenny Jr. We do not need any more input on the pun factory.
I'm throwing puns.
Oh shit.
Everything.
I don't know, man. These last few ones are pretty funny.
Damn, I don't know why you flame me. Puns are wonderful, and they deserve all the attention that they get.
They need to be well timed.
Exactly. Mine are always well timed.
I left my liquor back in Orlando. So sad.
Oh.
I was gonna make a really stupid pun about that, but I digress.
I only
So,
have my rum and my bourbon.
so you're not too much of a fan
No,
of the Sword Art
no,
movie.
shy. We are not doing more puns.
So you're not that big of a fan of the Sword Art movie, and it's
I
because
was a fan, but I wasn't a big fan.
yeah, but it's mostly because of the issues that were already residing in Sword Art the series. Or was it
Yes.
just the fact that Sword
No,
Art the
that-
movie sucked?
No. It was because of the limitations that I've noticed in the show. Same reason why I stopped watching the damn show. It was just, oh my!
So
Don't maniac! Don't say that! Please, God, don't say that.
So with that kind of series, you know, Sword Art. Do you think? I'm pretty sure there is a film already, but is there a compilation film for Sword Art?
I think no. There's a recap episode. No.
There's recap episodes.
It's
There's
movie length.
Recap episodes. Yeah, they're
The
movie
recap
length.
episode is movie length.
Yeah, but
It's
I
like
don't think it's a
long recap slash swimsuit episode with 30 minutes of new
Yeah.
content that isn't actually new.
Was it 30? Oh, yeah, I was gonna say that wasn't new content. It was
It's like
it was blended.
new-ish.
You want
It's
to
just
say
another,
maybe
like,
A
refine
new,
that
side
new
content?
episode in a new / refined content in a recap episode. I know we're going off topic, but is recreators. That shit was good because that was new content interjected into recap. That was not it in Sword Art Online. I remember that episode vividly. It's Bardock goes back in time levels of garbage. That's how bad that is.
All right. So with anime films now, and when I say anime films, I mean theatrical releases. With Miyazaki, are you a fan of Miyazaki? Like, do you guys like any of his films? I can tell you honestly, I haven't watched a single Miyazaki film.
I've watched a good
Sure.
handful of them, but not
There's
all.
something else.
Why does everyone love them? That's my question.
I feel a large part of that is the culture of anime fans. My sister, actually, all right. My sister's friend, and I had to be very careful how I phrase that entire fucking sentence to not sound creepy. My sister's friend was a huge Miyazaki fan. And honestly, like, I've known the girl since she was like in second grade. And she was just like a diehard weeaboo. Like, since she was in second grade. But God damn it, Kevin. Yeah, I'm not creepy. Oh no, never mind. He's talking about the movies. Sorry. Anyway, she was talking about this stuff, and she liked it because it was anime and it was popular. And I'm not calling her out as being really weird, but she was a huge fan of all this stuff, and she loved the content, but it really wasn't because it was good or she liked it per se. It was more like, oh, everyone likes these, quote unquote, everyone likes these, but I have to like these then too. Like, does that make sense? Like, I think it was like
That's
a
frustrating.
cultural thing, and
So-
it was weird because oh yeah, sorry, continue.
No, go ahead. Finish up.
No, it really was just kind of like a little sad because I'm like, there's this other stuff too that you might be interested in because it's kind of indie. It's not super popular, but it's really good stuff. And she's like, I'm all right. Like she was really just kind of focus firing the cliche stuff. And to Kevin's point, it is the most accessible. Like all this stuff, it's the most accessible, especially since that was 13 years ago. It was a good 13 years ago, and we didn't have all of this extra stuff.
A lot of Miyazaki movies also ended up on Toonami, and I feel like that
Yeah.
also
Yes.
contributes to a lot of it. At least its popularity here in the U.S.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Yeah.
The only movie from Miyazaki I am remotely interested in watching is his Lupin the Third movie, which was his first movie, I believe. His first.
I didn't even know
super
he made a
popular
Lupin
one.
the Third.
Yeah, it was. It's actually one of the best animated
Wait.
films.
Is this it? 1979.
It's old.
Whoa, what?
It's old.
Really? That's old.
It's old.
Wait, is that even right? No, it's 2000. Release date. Yeah. Okay.
It's
Why,
old.
why? I don't know why it says 1979 on Google,
It's old, dude.
but release date is 2000. I'm so confused.
Yeah. So like that's the only movie that I'm willing to watch. Nothing against like anyone's opinions on the Miyazaki films, but none of them really
Wait.
have driven me to want to watch it. Like when I watch all the art and well, not watch, but look at all the art, gifs, and like
Oh.
all the different things from the series, nothing really jumps out at me as Kenny, you'll enjoy this. It's more like Kenny, don't waste your time. That's it. Like that's just
Okay.
how I feel.
Real quick. Fact check. It was released theoretically in 1979.
Theatrically?
Then it, yeah,
Theatrically.
theatrically, and the dubbed version was produced by Manga Entertainment in 2000. So that's what came out as more releases. So the dub came out in 2000.
It's actually
the first
in
dub-
theaters right now in the U.S.
I was
Yeah,
so
I thought-
confused.
So this is
I
what it
was
says
so
on Wiki.
confused.
Released in Japan 1979. Then the American debut was in 91, with the home release following in 92, which was the first dub. Well, the first dub was the next year, and then 2000 a new dub was released.
Yeah.
I don't know why all that, but yeah.
Yeah. So those films, I feel like he gets all of this claim, you know, like everyone not claim fame, and it's mostly because I feel like he was the only one that was really grinding
He was-
as hard as
yeah,
he was.
yeah, he
Like,
was
I feel like no
pushing-
one
yeah.
else was really
Ow.
pushing out movies like that, and
Yeah.
now we have some competition, you know.
Yeah.
Mostly because he was retired, but you know, like Your Name did so well, so much money. It's kinda
Internationally
ridiculous.
too.
Internationally, so in Japan itself, it ran way longer than it should have, and they got a lot of money for it. Cool. Now, Funimation says, "Hey, let's license it and bring it over to the U.S." And they made a bunch of money for the releases, and they even extended how much time that it was going to be in theaters by like 3 weeks or something like that, or was it 2 weeks? You fact check me on that, but it is a little longer, and then they decided to do the Blu-ray releases. So like that quickly became like #1 anime, you know, in certain regards. But is it #1, Mark? Is a
Is it right
certain
now?
movie you watched recently that you may
Oh, yeah.
think differently?
I just recently watched shit, what's the English name? A Silent Voice?
Sound
Yeah.
Koe no Katachi.
Yeah. I didn't read the manga, and I honestly felt like A Silent Voice was a better movie than Your Name.
And I can agree with you when it comes down to a lot of different things. And I mentioned this to you before, how the reason why people who read the manga would probably give it like a 7 or 8 versus the people that only watch the anime would probably give the anime. Yeah, people that only watch the anime would give it a 9 is because you know the character Ueno? Yeah, she is just not given as much screen time as she should have. Like there are certain plot points that are completely like gone that should have been there. And there's a few different like you know that fight between the two main characters in the classroom?
Yeah.
I felt way more impactful in the manga. Not saying that it wasn't impactful in the anime because it's still like it hits. You know, you're just like, oh fuck, they're really fighting, and this is really intense. But there's just a lot of different things that you felt like you would feel emotionally like it was going to be a lot stronger on you or leave more of an impact on you. Another good example is when a certain character almost commits suicide, and the way that happens, like all the things that happen after, I was watching it with a friend, and that friend laughed. They laughed at that whole ordeal, and I was just like, "Why was that funny?" They're like, "I don't know. It was just funny the way that happened." And I'm just like, "Holy
Kenny,
shit!"
I told you that in confidence, you sick bastard.
Wow.
Holy shit! It's not like, you know, the scene itself was like portrayed to be funny, but it was like the way that someone fell or something. It just looked funny. I don't know, but like,
What if it's like a Japanese culture thing? You know how they view suicide differently than we do?
no. But this wasn't. This was like a dramatic scene.
Okay.
Everything about the movie is pretty dramatic, except for, you know, the different character relations in between. You know, that kind of lighten things up. But like overall, it is a great movie. I think like the opening for the movie works so well. The My Generation being the song, I thought that was like a perfect choice for it, and it really fits really well with the overall theme of what's going on, and it cuts out some of the meat from the beginning of the manga just into that sequence, that opening sequence, like really well. So I can't really compare Your Name and that, mostly because I like them both for separate things. What?
Your Name also doesn't have a source. It's an original.
Exactly.
So.
That's an original film. So I'm obviously going to not really have anything to compare it to. I fucked up by reading A Silent Voice before watching it. But I just couldn't wait, and I didn't want to be illegal about it. But then I was still illegal about it, so it doesn't matter.
I didn't want him, officer, I swear, but the car just swerved right on by.
So overall, like, is there... Like, I feel like we've really shown that there's a demand for theatrical releases in the U.S. for anime.
Oh, I absolutely agree.
It's definitely like on a critical rise right now.
It's just like comic book movies, where originally this stuff was viewed as a stigma upon society, is something nerds and other ne'er-do-wells and undesirables would get into.
Yeah.
And now it's becoming a huge culture thing. Like, I can tell people, yeah, no, dude, I love watching anime too and all that stuff. Also, I'm the kind of person who spends ridiculous amounts of money and time painting little figures of people, so I guess my opinion doesn't matter too much. But, I mean, it's something that a lot of people accept now. It's not something that you'll get mocked for or teased for. It's like, oh, yeah, that's cool, man. And I think that's been a huge thing. And that's why you see a lot more theoretical releases of movies.
God damn it, Nick.
All right. I love you, Loha. I love you, man.
Oh my god. So, with the return of Miyazaki, that will help, I believe, as well. You know, Miyazaki, and I feel like we're getting healthy competition. So, I feel like with him coming back, is it...
Shinkai is an upcoming film. in the works too,
Oh, really? So you got him.
according to Wikipedia.
And then there's another movie that was made by some like film students that was like compared to Your Name. And I'm not sure if it's ever gonna get a release date, but apparently that was like shared over like the web as like this really the next big anime movie. But I don't think there's any real date to it, even though they had like real voice actors playing the roles in the trailer. So I need to figure out what the name of it is. I forgot. Sorry, but it was like
You should be.
3 weeks ago. You know, and I have the attention span of it's a squirrel. You know, so don't mind me.
I don't know about you, man, but squirrels have some pretty good attention spans.
That's nuts.
Especially the ones at UCF.
Oh my
Those
god!
things. They will attack you for food.
I saw someone crawl onto a table, grab someone's Rice Krispie treat, and run away with it.
I
Still sitting there.
had one latch onto my ex's dinner. Like she had Chinese takeout, and she just the squirrel latched on and was like trying to pull this styrofoam container away from her. Those things are fearless. They will devour you.
Well, unless you devour it first.
Yes.
Most of
That's
you
disgusting.
Most of you are
Also-
Asian. You
Yeah.
make some fancy meals with certain animals. You know.
Asa de Siena. It's essentially Filipino dog curry. It's
Oh,
delicious.
I thought that was like Filipino. Fuck you. And I was
No.
like, whoa, I wasn't.
Putang ina mo.
It did sound like really close.
Yeah, Putang ina mo, that's basically fuck your mother.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I get that a lot actually.
Yeah. Same as Russian for Yaptivya mat. Anyway,
You're rushing through all these languages. I'm not right.
hey.
All right, so with this podcast, we really hit on all the points we wanted to, so we're just gonna close out early. But I really wanted to take a moment to just thank everyone for tuning in and make sure that you check out everything. We are on iTunes, we are on Google Play, SoundCloud, and also YouTube. So definitely check all those out. Subscribe on the YouTube page. You know, that would greatly help us out. And you can always look at all of the recordings we have for the previous live podcast we had. And we do also have a blog that we post content on daily, which is awesome. And now we have this thing called BAYOG Plays, which happens 2 times a week. Is that
Tuesdays
correct?
and Fridays. Yes,
Tuesdays and Fridays. So yeah, please come check those out. And if you wanted to, hang out with us, definitely make sure to be here every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern time, because we talk about all the good stuff. Next week is going to be video games, I think, and it's going to be about the Tokyo
Game Show, which is happening this weekend.
Tokyo Game
Tokyo
Show.
Game Show. It's going to be a lit
27.
time. All right, and
It
I
is
swear
gonna be
we'll dial down the puns. I promise you guys, I won't do that anymore.
Sure about that.
They will pun for money. They will pun for money. Please don't offer that to them.
Just
They will
kidding.
do
Yeah,
it.
I'm not stopping.
Don't do that.
You gotta
Don't-
deal with it.
don't.
All right. Well,
No.
thank you so much for watching. You guys have a wonderful evening, and thanks for checking out BOG Black Neo Talk.
You guys are
Gamers.
awesome.
Bye.